Hey guys, before we get to the episode, I want to invite you to follow us on Instagram. That is at White Stripe Podcast. And you can check me out online at Trey Remulla. So now, please enjoy the show. Alright, congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers for winning the 2020 NBA Championship. I think they deserve all the credit that they're getting. And with that said, today I'm joined by a designer and friend who's currently working with NBA Philippines and Titan. She's been rooting for the Lakers ever since I met her, even during their garbage years. You can catch her online at Isabel Perdigon. Isabel, thanks for coming in.
Hey Trey, thank you so much for inviting me here. I feel very honored with your lineup of guests here. And then I don't think they would want to hear a girl talk about basketball, but yeah, it's the perfect time to actually talk about it, I guess.
Yeah, we'll get into that, a lot of that later. So the NBA playoffs in Orlando was fascinating to me.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to get everyone to Disney World. Everyone was tested. They had strict protocols. And honestly, I feel like we got to watch really intense basketball. There were even virtual fans in the place and the huge screens on the side, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you were one of them. What was that experience like?
Actually, I was a virtual fan. Luckily or gratefully, because I'm part of the NBA partners.
Right.
For now, it's just kind of exclusive for partners and stuff. So
Right.
basically, I had fun because how you get invited in Zoom invites. So you sign
Yeah.
up, and then you there's a do's and don'ts. So
Okay.
we know NBA as a global league, right? So
Yeah.
at first I thought we were gonna be mixed with Filipinos and other countries, but it was really cool because they reserved the slot for the Filipino fans. So
Okay.
basically from the NBA store, from Titan, so
Yeah.
that whole section was Filipino fans. It was really
Oh,
fun
I see. I
actually.
see.
So basically it's just how we do video chats, so you can unmute yourself to cheer for a certain player, and then of course you're encouraged to do a fan wave or whatever, they have
Right.
but they're also strict with rules,
Okay.
you can't have more than two people in your seat.
Okay.
So
Fair.
yeah, so you can't leave your seat. So what they do if I know they're very strict about it,
Yeah.
because my friend they had to go to the bathroom or something during halftime. So you get kicked out and then you get back in the seat. I mean, you get kicked out for
Oh.
a while, but then you're not in the
Okay.
same seat you were kunyari, at the first line. But it was really
Okay.
fun, especially because we won that time. My biggest fear was being a virtual fan and not winning because that was
Right.
a sad day. But yeah, and what I love about being a virtual fan is I got airtime. I know this is a Filipino thing, but
No, I saw that. Who was on the screen with you?
I was with Eliza Valdez, if I'm not mistaken, and she was holding her puppy and stuff. It was
Yeah.
really fun. Me and my such Filipino parents. Oh my gosh, we're in not just Philippine TV, just we're in international
We're
TV.
in the NBA, yeah.
Even my cousin, from the States, they were like, "Is this you?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And they were really wanting to go inside, but yeah, I think it's get tricky talaga to get
Oh,
tickets.
for
So,
sure.
yeah. And for those
What
asking, it's completely free.
what game was that?
That was the Houston Rockets versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Game 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And what's funny about it is I wasn't just a fan that day. I was also working because that was a Monday. So
Oh,
basically,
okay.
yeah, that was
Okay.
a Monday morning. It was 8 a.m. So while I was watching, I was also working at the time. So it's
Right, for sure.
yeah, but it was
That
really
seemed like
fun.
such a fun experience though.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to find out how to do it.
Yeah.
And then when I saw your post and you do it, I was just like, so there are buttons on there so you can actually unmute yourself.
Yeah, you can mute yourself. So the people around me, they dared to me, whenever Kuzma would make a shot, I would unmute myself and scream "Oh my God, go Kuzma!"
So
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 cringeworthy.
does that actually get amplified into
I
the
think it does, but the music is so loud inside the
Oh, for
arena
sure.
that they
Yeah.
don't really hear stuff. And
Right.
before you actually say stuff, there's actually an NBA representative to tell you oh, just calm down, or don't scream too much, or the usual stuff.
So it's like you're in an actual game and then there are
Yeah.
times where you get to scream.
Uh-huh. So
But do you get to
you can
yeah.
unmute yourself the whole time, but then
Oh, okay.
I don't know. we didn't do it that time because like we were here with each other.
Oh, okay. I actually thought that they were just like buttons. I didn't know you can actually unmute yourself.
Yeah, you can like it's like literally like I think NBA uses Microsoft Teams if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah, yeah. They do.
So yeah, just like here, you don't have to be like with the green screen at your back. Literally, it gets cut na agad. So
Oh, that's
basically,
cool.
wherever
Okay.
you are, like you get perfectly cut into like a virtual seat. So it's
Oh,
really
that's so cool.
fun.
I was really impressed by that.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that experience?
For sure. Like I was gonna do it again, like game 6 with the Nuggets, but then
Okay.
we already won that time. So when they won, I was like torn, happy because we're advancing, but torn because I would have done it for the second time as a virtual.
Oh yeah, because they only reached game 5, right?
Uh-huh.
How did you find the whole NBA bubble? I found it really impressive.
Yeah, actually, during this whole pandemic, you wouldn't really expect that thing to happen. It's like me, I'm a Disney fan as well. So at first I was expecting like, oh my gosh, like NBA bubble at Disney World, like would there be like Mickey Mouse mascots inside the arena or something? And I know like a lot of people like having these theories of what will happen and stuff. It's really, really cool how they did it, and it was well thought of. Like
Right,
I
right.
wouldn't even think of it that way, and it's actually a great experience for them as well.
I agree completely. So here's the thing. I was rooting for the Clippers.
Oh my gosh.
Only because here's the thing. I've been a Kawhi fan not too long, but since 16, 17, when he had that really great run, I was like, wow, I really like this guy. And then later on, we all know what happened with him in the Spurs, goes to Toronto, and then wins there. And then when he did that, I was like, all right, this is my guy. So he moves to the Clippers, and I'm like, yo, I like this team. So not that I watched them a whole lot, I didn't. I just loved Kawhi. I got myself a jersey actually.
What? Really?
When the season started, I got myself a jersey, and then I was like, yeah, it's Kawhi. I'm doing this. LeBron last year he was injured. He's not good anymore. So in my head, that was all I was thinking. And then this year they just disappointed me.
Yeah.
How did you take that?
They just blew
as a Lakers fan, how did you take that?
They just blew a 3-1 lead. I mean, I'm not sure. Whenever I meet a Clipper fan, the first thing I ask them is why? Why are you a Clipper fan? Like, if you remove Kawhi and PG, I really 100% believe that you won't be a Clipper.
I don't even like PG.
See, my point exactly. So,
I don't like Pat Bev. I don't like these guys.
Just Kawhi. So
I just
you're
like
a
Kawhi.
Clipper fan just because of Kawhi.
He's the only one I like. Like, that's the thing. I'm not gonna lie and tell people like, oh, I like the Clippers. No, like, they just have my guy.
So yeah, as a Laker fan, and I know a lot of people have been talking about the Battle of Los Angeles, like how so much people hyped it, and even I myself, I was kind of like thinking, oh my gosh, they have a shot actually with Kawhi.
Yeah.
But then I don't know, they just blew it. But yeah, it's like because like the Lakers and the Clippers, like we have this tension with each other.
Oh, for sure.
You know, like an intentional
sure.
tension. Like, how does it feel to share the Staples Center? I mean, switch off the stickers in the court every single time. But I heard now they have an arena. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're gonna get one.
They're gonna get one, so you guys can have your home court all you want.
And then there's the thing with, of course, Kawhi telling people in the Lakers that he might go there.
Yeah,
there's that whole thing. And it's just so much drama. I loved it. I was waiting for the Battle of LA so much. So on the restart, during the game, second game of the restart, if I'm not mistaken, it was the first day of Lakers. It was Clippers-Lakers.
Yeah.
I woke up early in the morning for that game. I prepared for that game. That was so exciting for me. I thought we were going to get that in the Western Conference Finals. And then when we didn't, I was so upset.
That's how I felt like in Game 5, though. I mean, the fact that we literally had to change our jerseys, tapos we didn't even win. That sucks.
That sucks. How long have you been a Lakers fan?
I think I've been a Lakers fan. Not the month since I was young, but like since like 2010 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, because my dad heavily influenced me. I guess that's how I became like a Laker fan, the Kobe era.
When Kobe won the 2010 championship.
Yeah, 2010 championship with like Sila Gasol. So that's the 24 Kobe, not necessarily the number 8 Kobe.
Yeah.
I know that people would tell me now, what? You've missed the whole Kobe number 8 era. But then I was like, I was a child. Yeah, I was a child that time. So I wouldn't really know.
No, I remember watching that series actually. That was one of the first series that I've ever like watch
Same, because
myself.
that's like when we were
Yeah.
kids and we had
Yeah.
Malina to understand the game.
Yeah, and then everyone was like, "Oh, Clippers, Lakers, who are you?" Like, I'm sorry, Clippers, Lakers, Celtics,
Hmm.
and like, who are you rooting for? And then I was just like, "Where's Kobe?" Oh, he's in the
Yeah,
Lakers. Like, all right, I'll go with that team.
same,
And then he
same.
won, and then I was like, "All right, like, I guess Kobe's my guy now."
Yeah.
Like, that was just
So I
basically
guess
all I
that's
was
how
thinking
we
about.
basically how we became fans as well. And then
Yeah.
Kobe haters started appearing. And
Oh
then
yeah,
I
for
was
sure,
like
for sure.
super emotional that time because I grew up watching Kobe and I grew up my dad telling me to root for this guy. And then people started to hate Kobe because he
Yeah,
doesn't pass the ball, like he's
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
arrogant in games and stuff like that. And I was in high school, I didn't even understand like such terms like bakaw and stuff.
yeah, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
he would be calling names like that. And then that's where I badly put like religiously watch the game even more to defend Kobe
Mm,
because like I feel like there's more to why he's playing why
yeah,
his thing and his Mamba mentality like
yeah,
which still lives to up until today, right? So
yeah.
that's such amazing greatness.
I found that really interesting because by the time he was about to end, I actually really didn't like how he played.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, sure, he was injured and everything,
Yeah.
but then by the end, I was just like, "Oh, this guy kind of sucks now." And then, looking back, of course, we see remember all the highlights, and it was a crazy, crazy
Yeah. 60
career that
points on
he
your
had.
last day, on your
I
last game.
know.
That's
I
pretty dope still.
I was with my friends because during that time I was in college,
Same,
and
same.
me and my friends, so they were like, "Hey, let's go to my house, let's watch the
Mhm.
game," and I was like, "All right, let's go." Then we went there. He dropped 60,
Yeah.
and
Cool
when he
points.
dropped 60, my friend cried in front of the TV.
Yeah.
It's still he made it his profile picture again this year.
Oh my gosh,
He was
really?
just crying like when he was walking away from like the court and stuff. My friend has a picture in front of the TV crying,
I do the
and
same because literally I was in college as well, and
mm,
um, our college kasi is in between malls, so we had to go to like
oh
a
right, right, right,
sports resto bar,
yeah, yeah,
and a lot of people were there too, and
for
as
sure,
students, the only thing you could
for
afford was
sure, for
like
sure.
iced tea and stuff. It was so fun. Like I had to drag two of my friends because for all of those who don't know, I go to an all girls school, so
Oh yeah, that's right.
they don't really get like my hype with basketball
Mm.
and stuff, but I am very grateful to have them and then I can drag them around like, hey, let's watch Kobe's last game. And then
Yeah.
it was really fun, like the spirit of like having Kobe in his last day dropping 60 points.
Oh, for
It was
sure.
amazing.
What did you think of the whole 2019-2020 season? Did it go the way you thought it would?
I obviously
Borrowing the borrowing the pandemic.
I mean, I didn't expect it to be this way because I thought it was completely normal until someone
Right, for sure.
tested
For sure.
positive. So
For sure.
I didn't like here in the NBA we also have this contest called the bracket challenge. So basically
Okay.
you predict the finals,
Oh yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
whole
That's right.
season. So
Right.
like it has to be really specific, like Lakers in 5 or something like that.
Mm.
And I was the one who created this group for me and my colleagues entitled
Mm.
so that we would have fun and
Yeah, for
wala
sure.
lang. And then it's so funny. I was the one who created it. I was the one who ranked the lowest because I predicted like Lakers Bucks in the finals. I know it's so
Okay,
weird,
okay.
but I was kind of rooting that way because I think that Giannis had a shot.
Mm.
But then Jimmy Butler was greater. So never mind that.
I actually had the Clippers and the Heat.
Uh-huh.
My prediction was Clippers in 6.
Oh, okay.
And looking back, I'm just like that's exactly what the Lakers got, and I'm so upset. But then I don't know, like the whole Nuggets team, I
I
don't know
know.
what happened to the Clippers.
I
The
know.
Nuggets just won everything after
I
is that
know
game
Jamal
4?
Murray is different. I even googled his age. He's like 24 lang and
He's
stuff.
so
Like
young. He's
yeah,
so
I
young.
didn't expect him to age that much. And Yogic, he's such an amazing player as well.
What do you think of the 2020 to 21 season? Do you think the Lakers will repeat?
As a Laker fan, I would confidently say yes. But then, of course, I'm also scared of
Mm.
what's to happen because a lot of people are telling me like the Warriors again will come back this
Mm.
season, and I'm like, we'll see. Because as a Laker fan, you would always be confident with everything, but you're also open to competition.
Oh, for
So
sure. That'd be
yeah,
so fun.
yeah. But
Y-
I mean, why
Is there no
not?
Clippers in there?
Okay, fine. WCF, Clippers, Lakers. But then
At
like
this point, I'm not even sure. I have to see how the off season
yeah,
plays out.
because it's really unpredictable the NBA right now, especially the young blood.
For
Wow.
sure. It's crazy though, because I remember you started designing for different bands, right?
I know.
These kind of what was it, like a One Direction type?
I know, because I feel like I was born to be a fangirl. So when I was younger, like before the NBA kind of like took over my life, so before 2010, of course, those Disney years and those Jonas Brothers, Justin Bieber, One
Yes,
Direction
yes.
days, those were the legit preteens days. And I took that really gratefully. Like,
Did you take that to heart?
yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Just like how I'm doing now with the NBA.
I watched the Jonas Brothers movie in theaters.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
same. So like
Yeah.
Hannah
Yeah,
Montana,
yeah.
name it all the
One
Disney
Direction.
films.
Yeah.
One Direction. I would design tees. I remember illegally like selling merch. I mean, it's
Oh,
not technically
did you
illegal,
say
but then like
capture the image on Google?
no naman. I made my own design, but then
Okay,
like
okay,
illegally
fair.
meaning I didn't have papers to run a
Yeah,
business
the
technically.
yeah,
Yeah,
technically.
so what we did before was at during the concert, I think it was Justin Bieber concert, and I was literally selling shirts
Mm.
outside the gate. So that was kind of illegal, but
Oh,
it's
the one
really
here.
fun. Yeah, here in
Oh, okay, okay.
2010.
So you really had that hustle even when you were
Yeah,
younger.
yeah. When I was younger, I would do that, and I would just have fun with.
How did you get to the point of doing that, making shirts for One Direction, Justin Bieber, the Jonas Brothers, to NBA Philippines?
I know, like that's pretty insane. Like even me, until today, like I wake up and I still can't believe that I work for the NBA Philippines, knowing my resume would be like designing shirts for One Direction.
For One Direction. Harry
But
Styles to
then,
LeBron James
yeah.
right there.
But then my point exactly, like you really can like change your pivot from there on.
Mm.
So it was really fun actually design process. Like I remember my first day in the NBA store. They told me that I was gonna design shirts. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like I
Okay.
thought it was like for the latter year, baka mga August pa or something. I started
Yeah.
January, okay. And then
January 2020, right?
January
Yeah.
2020 I started. And then my manager goes, oh, can you like ready your studies in the weekend? Because we'll discuss on Monday. That was a Friday. And then I had
Yeah,
like
yeah.
3 days to think of ideas and stuff and
Yeah.
conceptualize. It was
Yeah.
such a big pressure as well. Like of course, it's not just any other brand, it's the NBA.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so
For sure.
I was lucky that I have people around me naman, like they didn't let me down. At first I was scared, like people in Titan might say, who's
Yeah.
this girl? Like
Yeah.
whose resume is like Justin Bieber One Direction. Like, she's designing One Direction. Now
NBA
she's a
Philippines.
woman, NBA Philippines.
Yeah.
So that I
That
think
yeah.
that's my biggest glow up, I can say. That's the only thing that I could flex in
Uh-huh.
2020.
How'd that happen? Did you just know people and then got the opportunity?
Oh, there actually a great question. When I was in college, so it was I didn't grow up in a family with connections in the sports
Okay.
industry or what.
Mm.
We're just literally fans and we love the game.
Mm.
So in college, I told my parents when I was really passionate about the game and I got to know it more. I
Yeah.
told myself I wanted to go to the basketball industry. Like how in college you would also have these retreats and stuff like that. And I told myself in college I want to be in the industry, in the basketball industry, because that's where I feel like I belong and stuff. I know, so cliche or so cheesy, but yeah.
Yeah.
So during my internship in college, I was like, I can try because I didn't go to university college then. So with no background experience with the UAAP or anything, just this girl who loves the game. That's
Yeah.
my resume. So yeah, I
Yeah.
tried all like the media outlets, the sports industries here in the Philippines. I never heard back from them. And since I follow athletes and stuff like that, locally, and I see their posts, like they tag Titan and stuff, like
Yeah.
with sponsorships, and I gave it a shot. Like, why not Titan? Because I think they're pretty cool. We're from the south. We see this cool store in Molito,
Oh yeah,
like
for
this
sure.
huge
Every day.
Titan store, and it's really interesting. So I gave it a shot with my resume and stuff. So yeah, it started there. Really, it was really such a great experience because during my internship, I was placed in the brand content team.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
me as a fangirl, like I don't really know much about their shoes. So I'm more of like the
The
basketball
game.
player than
Yeah.
the shoes. And during my internship, that's
Okay.
what I really learned, that it's not just about what the shoes they wear, but there's really something in their shoe that makes them how they play and stuff like
For
that.
sure.
And what I love about during my internship, I really had fun because like we went to courts around the Philippines. Like before in Nike, they had like painted LeBron James, like a LeBron court, a Kobe court, a Kyrie court before, I
Yeah.
think 2 years ago. And so we shot a signature shoe like within the court. And so
Okay.
it was such a fun experience because I get to have first dibs with the shoe, even if I
Yeah.
can't wear it because I'm a girl. But like, whoa, super cool! And then like
It's like a huge shoe. But okay,
I
go.
get to watch like athletes also like pose wearing it.
Oh,
I
for
mean,
sure.
it's such a
Yeah.
like locally lang, but and
Yeah.
UAAP athletes. But for me, it's like wow, like that was the time during my internship where I told myself, wow, I think I'm sold. Like I want to do this for the rest of my life
For
to
sure.
just do this thing. Yeah.
You mentioned to me earlier though that for you, you don't think that a lot of people would want to listen to a woman talk about sports, let's say for an hour, right? What do you think needs to be improved, if anything, with how women are treated in the sports world?
Wow, I love this because like these are two huge concepts close to my heart: basketball and women empowerment.
For sure.
Well, I actually get like stereotype, like not from Titan or NBA, more of like people outside. It's so
Okay.
funny. I'm just gonna say it here that I have a TikTok account, and
Okay.
I make basketball content there as
Mm.
well. So I post there and stuff, and of course, the first thing you see, I'm a woman and I talk about basketball. And the first comments I would see are like browsing through the comments, they would tell me bandwagon, or you just watch during the NBA finals, or like you just know Kyle Kuzma, badly put, or something like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
they really don't think of you. They don't think that you deserve to be a fan, badly put, something like that.
Yeah.
And I think that as a girl, we should normalize them watching the game because there are actually girls who enjoy it as well,
Yeah, for sure.
as much as guys enjoy the league. We girls, we deserve a chance as well in this league. And
Yeah.
the one thing that inspires me the most is the women in the league itself. Like they inspire me. Like the reason why I'm here right now is because of the older people who inspired me to do what they love, and it's just their passion for the game. They don't even have to be an athlete or anything. They're just a pure fangirl. And
Yeah.
the sole reason why, the huge reason why the NBA is more popular than the WNBA, that's one thing to tell. Or like when um Jeannie Buss, like she's the owner of the Lakers. Like
Yeah.
it's such huge news that she's the first. Like it's such a thing that
It's a story.
it's a story.
When
Every time women can like
it should be normal. Yeah.
it should be normal. Like for me, we don't have to be like treated like more powerfully, but just equally. And
I agree.
yeah, that's basically my thoughts on it and how I love it. I love being here.
Are there any women in sports or in the sports industry that inspire you? Anyone specific?
Actually, when I was in college, I don't want to name drop them because I think we were in the same community now, but I really look up to them. Like,
but in the Philippines.
Yeah, here in the Philippines.
Okay.
So there's this girl. She's just a fangirl like me, and she literally posts every day about the game and stuff like that. Because at first, when I was in college, like I never really, I was shy because of the comments that would be taken on me, like, oh, you're just a bandwagon fan and stuff.
Yeah.
But this girl, like, she really loves the league, and she shows it. Like, she posts on her Instagram and stuff like that. The little things like that, those inspire me. And she's also a host, so she also gets invited with NBA Philippines in like events whenever basketball players come to visit. I miss those times. Yeah, those are my dreams when you would get invited to an event here and an NBA player would visit and play. So yeah, those were the girls that I really looked up to, and I told myself, wow, I want to join them and I want to be the next Jen or something.
For sure. I think that's a really important thing to talk about, and it's very interesting that you bring it up. If I post something, let's say on TikTok or online, and I'm like, "Ooh, congrats Lakers," whatever. I'm a fan. People don't judge. People don't judge me and say
anything.
they're not. Their automatic response isn't, "Oh, like you're not a real fan." Like that's not the automatic response. and I don't think that's a fair thing to say. Sure, there are people who are just bandwagging like that is part of it, but it shouldn't be because of how you look or because
I
of what
know.
gender you are.
That's the
And
thing.
yeah.
Like I think that people really stereotype us so easily. I remember
Mm,
one comment as well that hurt me the most was
mm.
when did I like Kobe Dao? Like since January 26th, the day he died. I'm like,
Aw.
that hurt.
Oh, that's
Okay,
heartbreaking.
that's heartbreaking. Like
That
why
is
would
really heartbreaking.
like why would you grieve over someone? Well, I technically haven't met him, but the impact that he has
Yeah,
in my
for
life,
sure.
like why would I
Mm,
grieve over that if I didn't know him or
yeah,
didn't know anything about it, his
yeah,
mentality and stuff like that. So I think yeah, that's where us Filipinos like or like people in general, not just here in the Philippines, we should take like something seriously. Like women can actually be in the sports industry. Like
yeah.
whether they're athletes or like influencers or anything. I'm not sure if you've heard of like Halsey. Like she's this
Oh, yes, on Twitter.
Halsey N1, yeah, on Twitter. Like
Yeah.
if I could like if I could be like her right now, I would definitely be. She's so cute. Like
She
whenever she
hasn't. They
fangirls.
haven't lost a playoff series ever since she joined Twitter.
Yeah, and she got a jersey, a separate jersey, like Halsey N1. It's my dream. I would want to have that as well.
Yeah. Any last words on women in sports?
Um, yeah, I guess as women, I think the sole difference is we're more emotional. I
Mm,
guess that's how we separate ourselves with men who fanboy about the game
yeah,
analytically and stuff like that. I guess for
yeah,
me, what's different about me being a fangirl in the game is yes, of course, I look at stats, I look at analytics and stuff, but I also look at their emotional background
oh
and
yeah,
where they
yeah,
came from and stuff like that. I guess that's how we um, be more specific in terms of like expressing how we feel about
yeah,
the boys or like the Lakers and stuff like that and the
yeah.
game. Yeah.
All right, thanks. We're gonna go on a quick break. All right, we're back from the break. We're still with Isabel, and so the Lakers win the 2020 championship, right? They won over the Miami Heat in Game
Mm-hmm.
6. Honestly,
Should have been
I
game five.
I don't have a foot in this race. I was hoping for more basketball. I wanted Miami to win. I wanted to see a Game
Mm-hmm.
7. I didn't care who wins Game 7, right? But during Game 5, to me, that's one of the best playoff games I've ever seen.
I know. Like I was also working that time because what I do in NBA store, like after the game, you have to post the result and stuff like that.
Oh, for sure.
So when I was watching the game, I was really super stressed because our championship tees were already ready and all our templates, all our congratulations Lakers, and guess what? Miami Heat wins. So I'm like
Yes, yeah, yeah,
super heartbreaking typing and posting about it. Miami Heat wins game five.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, like aside from that, the working and stuff, the fangirl, it was such a tough game. Like I remember like they had to switch their jerseys pa into like a Mamba jersey. Like
Yeah,
initially I
exactly.
think it was a purple
I think
jersey
it's
or a white
purple.
jersey.
Yeah,
I'm not really
I
yeah,
think it's
purple
purple.
jersey, right?
Mm.
And then they were like when the news flashed to me, like they were gonna wear Mamba jerseys instead. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's the perfect end to the
I was
story.
confident that time.
Yeah,
We've never my jersey. Yeah, we've
yeah,
never lost. So
yeah.
yeah, it was really so heartbreaking.
I
But I mean,
yeah.
you can't as a Laker fan, like I don't know, like me, like I cannot hate the Miami Heat because
Mm.
they're the underdogs. They're really a great team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Jimmy Butler, he's one of a kind as well. Like
yeah.
I'm so sorry, I would choose like Jimmy Butler over Kawhi.
Okay, fine,
Like
fine. All right.
for me, like I 100% choose Jimmy over Kawhi, and like he's such a different kind of dude, and his mentality, and of course, proud Pinoy coach Eric. But like aside from that, yeah, at first I
Yeah.
was like when I found out that Lakers were gonna match up with Miami. At first I was like, oh my gosh. I think that LeBron might have some emotional attachment to the team, and
Oh my gosh.
Dwayne's his best friend and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I was really scared. But then when he played, parang okay, he's
Yeah.
really in it for the championship.
I loved it whenever they zoomed into Pat Riley. I feel like that Pat Riley was just like, I hope they lose.
I
Like
know.
it felt so personal. When I was watching it, I was like, this is great. I like this.
I know,
I,
like every time like you pan into a or zoom into an NBA player,
yeah.
it
Yeah.
automatically becomes a meme.
Yeah, I'm just like I like this. They look sad. I like this. When I'm watching the game, and especially game 3 was amazing, right? Jimmy Butler does it all not on his own, but he orchestrates
Yeah.
everything. Same thing with game 5. And it's funny how we're praising Jimmy Butler so much. And when you look at the stats though, Jimmy was just like LeBron for 2 games. And LeBron's just doing this year after year and after year. And I thought he was done last year, I'll be honest. I thought that 2019, I was like, okay,
Actually,
I was like,
he's
LeBron's
giving a
done.
breather or something.
Yeah, I was like, LeBron's done. Sorry, LeBron. Go have fun with Lonzo. What were your thoughts on the 2019 season being a Laker fan?
Yeah, the biggest story for me was the trade of
Oh, for sure. For sure.
AD and the three boys. Like I mentioned earlier that I'm a very emotional fangirl. So I
Yeah.
have like this attachment to the Laker boys. Like even
Yeah.
if they suck, like they're my Laker boys. So
Even like Lonzo?
yeah, I would watch Ball in the Family. I know how trashy he is, but he's a
Yeah, yeah.
Laker, and I know how his dad is and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So when I found out that they were willing to trade, at first it was like with Kuzma pa, so like
Yeah, I remember
Hart,
that. In the middle of
Kuzma,
the
Lonzo,
season,
and
yeah.
BI, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, don't. I mean, you can take all three, but don't touch Kuzma and stuff like that. So yeah, at first I was like, I couldn't accept it. Well, just like when LeBron moved to LA because I'm a Kobe
Yeah.
fan.
Oh, for sure.
So, it had to grow on me that
Mm.
LeBron was a Laker fan because at first I wasn't really a fan, but I gained so much respect for him.
Yeah,
I
for
guess
sure.
it's the same with AD, but this is like a super steal, like for me, like we needed AD. I have to be honest, we needed him.
It's worth it. When you
Yeah,
look
it's
when you
super
when
worth
you
it
look back
because
at them in the Pelicans, I'm just like
yeah, like
they're not winning a
no,
championship.
I know. Like remember when in game 6, AD started crying
Yeah.
because yeah, we're champions and that broke me. Like oh my gosh, like AD, you deserve it. Okay, fine. Like Lonzo, bye. Go back to your Pelicans and stuff.
I remember going back when the Clippers left the bubble. I was just so sad because I was like, who do I root for now?
I
And all
know.
my friends, so all my friends, not all, but most of my friends are Lakers
Laker
fans.
fans, yeah.
So they'll come up to me and they'll say, "Hey man, just root for the other Los Angeles team." And in my head I was like, "But I spent the whole year rooting against you guys.
And then
I
now
spent
you're gonna side on me.
I spent the whole year telling you guys like, oh no, just watch for the Western Conference Finals. Like, just watch how Kawhi, does his thing, and he didn't even get there. I was so upset, but it happens.
I
They
know.
folded. We'll see what happens next year.
I know, I
But
guess. I feel
but
bad for PG talaga. Like I think that
I don't.
he's such a yeah, whatever. Even
No,
his
but
shoes, like a lot of people, because like we work at the
oh
store and
man,
people
oh
are
yeah,
like
that's right.
dissing his shoes, and I'm like,
Oh
we just wanna
man.
make sales. It's so
So I
funny.
feel bad in that sense, meaning like
Yeah,
his life, of course,
yeah,
it's hard, but in a basketball sense, I was just
yeah.
watching Game 7 and I was just so upset the whole time I was watching, and then I think the third quarter I kind of thought like, oh, like is this over?
Yeah.
Like are we done? And then I didn't know who to root for anymore, so I just went
Yeah,
anyone who
so
went
that
anyone who went against the Lakers. I was just like, yeah, I like them. When they went against the Nuggets, I was like, I hope the Nuggets do something. When they were down 3-1, I was like, yeah, let's go
yeah,
Nuggets.
actually, I was kind of scared when we went down that way. And then I have also friends from Denver, like Colorado, and they
Mm.
would actually diss on me and stuff. Because before they would actually watch like in arena games, and then they would have like
Oh
the
right,
full
right.
spirit thing. So yeah, I'm like, okay. I didn't even talk to them when they won that time.
I was rooting for them, and then when they went against the Heat, I was like, all right, I guess Jimmy's my guy now. Like, all right.
Yeah,
Although I have to say, I'm really impressed by the Lakers. The role players stepped up. I was not expecting that
oh,
when Kuzma and KCP. Well, no, not Kuzma that much, but
it's okay.
KCP and um,
Alex
Caruso. Yeah,
Caruso,
like
like
those guys
he's
were
really
just
built
balling.
different. Because it's so funny. I'm not sure if you watch. I'm pretty sure you don't. But Javal, he has his own
JaVale, yeah.
vlog. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I've seen a few episodes.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
I would always watch that as well, just to fangirl and stuff.
yeah,
And it's so fun how they do it in the bubble and how close they are with like, their PTs and stuff, and
yeah, yeah.
how, Caruso, he just he got so big this year. Like he's like so stepping off, and he's like super ready for him to leave.
He's so
He
funny.
deserved
Like
it. Yeah.
I love watching Caruso. He just looks like this old guy
I
balling.
know. Like you wouldn't really expect him to be an NBA player.
Not
To
at
be
all. Not
very
at all.
honest, like he's like a regular dude, but then no, he's different on court.
I just found it really interesting to watch them because even when the Heat were winning, I felt like the Lakers are just gonna do it the whole time. In my head, I was thinking, so when they start, like double teaming, triple teaming LeBron, and he just passes it to KCP. In my head, I'm like, all right, KCP's gonna miss, and then it swooshes in. I did not expect that kind of play.
Yeah.
I am very impressed.
I just feel what I feel
Yeah.
bad about this year is also for Danny Green. Like
Oh my
you know
god.
that game 5 wide open shot. Can you just talk about
Okay,
Yes,
so so by now you know that I was rooting for the Heat because I wanted more basketball.
yeah.
And that game was back and forth. That was a crazy game. I remember that play so well. I was watching it on my laptop because I have League Pass, and the moment LeBron passed it
Passes
back,
it. Yeah,
right? Like
to
he passes it
Danny
back
Green.
to Danny Green. I see. I think it's KCP in the top left corner, and I'm like, I hope he doesn't pass it to KCP because I think KCP can make it.
Yeah.
And then when he starts shooting it, I'm like, thank you, Lord.
That was the time, and then it got rebounded. Tapos it got deflected also.
Okay, and then Markieff gets the ball, right?
Yes.
And then
He throws it out of
he
nowhere.
tries to lob it to AD, I think, when LeBron's free on the other side. And when I'm just watching that game, I'm like, thank you, Lord. I want more basketball.
Well, you know that time when we lost, I didn't eat at all. I was so
Oh
sad.
my
I was
gosh.
like bloated. Like, oh my gosh, we could have won it because like all the Lakers haters are at us again.
But yeah, I feel bad for Danny Green.
Yeah, I do.
I really do. I really do.
His slander on social media, like what I said earlier, emotionally attached to the boy. So like he's going through something now mentally and stuff. Like I know
Yeah.
it's no joke, and like the pressure on him, and I know
Oh, for sure. For sure.
LeBron also trusts him in a way. I love
Yeah.
how in an interview, parang LeBron said like he trusts his teammates and stuff. So like, no regrets, like passing the ball. Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for a speed round?
Ooh. Okay, I'm scared.
Okay, so for the speed round, be as fast as you can, but as honest as you can, but focus more on the honesty part. That's what matters more. Feel free to elaborate on your answer after.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm scared. Okay.
Other than Kuzma, who's the most good-looking Laker?
Oh my gosh. Kuzma. No,
Okay,
Kuzma.
okay. That's fair. Fine.
No, I'm sorry. It's just Kuzma.
If the Lakers don't make it to the playoffs, who are you gonna root for?
Not the Clippers. Anybody but the Clippers. I'm totally opposite you. So I'd go with Miami Heat if they would. Like, if it was Clippers, Miami, I'd go for Miami Heat.
Oh, I bet a lot of people would go Miami. The Clippers were not liked. I don't even like them that much. I just wanted Kawhi to win another one. 2020, 2021, really, really early pick. Who's the MVP?
AD?
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, okay, AD. I don't know. Like, I feel like he has a shot. Like,
Yeah, okay. Fair. I think he can. If Lakers are the number one seed, he's the top scorer, top rebounder. I feel like that's possible. Sports personalities who are not players that you enjoy listening to or watching.
Doris Burke, for sure.
Oh, I love Doris.
Doris, she's such an inspiration as well. Like, how she delivers and how she interviews, like, wow. She's, like, GOAT as well.
Yeah. If it's not the Miami Heat going against the Lakers, who would have you liked to see against the Lakers this year?
I would go for the Celtics for sure to make like a remake. That would been good as well. Like
10-year anniversary.
yeah, it's like a rematch literally 10 years after.
What's your favorite Kobe moment?
My favorite Kobe moment, probably his 60 points in his last game.
Okay, fair.
Because for me that was the most time where I could fangirl and understand the game most.
Yeah.
It's so ironic during his last few days, but
Oh.
yeah.
No one was watching the Warriors that day as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Like I remember my comments in TikTok as well. Like
Yeah.
they're saying like you're just a Laker fan, but you're gonna be a Warriors fan next year, stuff like that. I'm like, no, I'm never gonna be a Warriors fan. I'm sorry. I mean, they're good, like with Clay and
Yeah.
Steph and stuff, but once a Laker, well, for me, my motto,
Yeah.
once a Laker fan, always a Laker fan. You can't go back.
Do you watch the PBA?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do. Who are you rooting
Yeah.
for?
Right now, I don't because I love Tim Cone. And he
Okay.
plays for for the team that I don't like the most, Hinebra. I'm not a Hinebra fan, okay? So I'm a
Yeah.
Magnolia Hotshots fan. So it's like the Ateneo Lasal of PBA.
I have a friend
Yeah,
right now. He played his as of today. He played his first game yesterday.
in the PBA.
Yeah, Subida.
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah.
in. Yeah,
I think he's
he had 3 points. Good for him.
where is he playing now? I think he's like Northport or something. Yeah.
North part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
That's
don't really
cool.
watch it, but I guess I'm gonna see a few games because of him.
Yeah, well,
Hopefully.
that's cool. Oh, you'll be a virtual fan as well? Because the
N-
PBA also has like a virtual fan.
oh, I didn't know
too.
that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my
It's
god.
like all
I'm not,
fuzzy.
yeah, like also with the whole layout and stuff. Just
Oh, I didn't see it.
the whole difference is they have white chairs, but then like
Oh, okay.
me and my dad.
Oh
were like,
man, that's
oh,
such a big difference.
yeah.
White chairs. That's
Maybe we can
crazy.
do something like that, right?
All right, since you're a fangirl as well, give me your top 3 players that you fangirl over.
Of course, my number one. Wait, all time, like all time.
Yeah, all time, all time.
Okay. So of course, Kobe.
Okay.
Kuzma for sure. Like I know, like people would say, like in the office as well, I get bullied a lot for liking
I'm sure.
Kuzma
Yeah.
and stuff. And like the trade talks, and I would bet on them. I'm like, no, he's not gonna get traded, and I always
Yeah.
till now. But I'm really honestly scared this year. He might.
He might. He might.
I won't be surprised though. But I'm
Yeah.
the kind of fangirl that if Kuzma gets traded, I'd still be a Laker fan for sure. Like
Okay,
I wouldn't like sacrifice my Laker nation just to where Kuzma will land to.
Yeah.
So I'm not that kind of girl.
Okay.
So Kobe, Kuz, and I guess LeBron. Like
Okay.
I'm not like an avid LeBron fan, but the way like my sister is a huge LeBron fan naman. Like we're super opposites, and I learned from her about how LeBron really matured in a sense. Like
Okay.
at first he was like really this dude, like okay, I'm just magaling, but then now like he's more than that, and
Yeah.
I love how he's very vocal in using his
Yeah.
platform and about
Yeah, I
racism
agree.
and all, like voting and
I
stuff.
agree.
And he also has his school, so I
Mm.
really gained his respect. And
Yeah.
most people don't see it because they always like
Oh,
they
MJ,
just
LeBron, all
judge
that stuff,
LeBron
yeah.
for him
Yeah.
for being so good, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I was never a LeBron fan, but he got my respect, especially this year for some reason.
Yeah.
I have no idea why. But this year I was just like, okay, fine. Like he's the best player.
And I feel very uncomfortable when when we talk about like GOAT talks. Like for me, like I hate
Okay.
comparing greatness, like who's
Okay,
the best,
fair.
MJ, Kobe, or
Fair.
LeBron. Like every time I get into those conversations, I'm like, why don't we just appreciate their greatness? Like through the years, it really just gets better and better. Not
Yeah.
naman like overpowering one another, but they're just 3 different types
Yeah.
of like great.
It's for the content.
Yeah.
All
You're
right.
fine, but like I enjoy talaga.
Okay, I didn't get my answer earlier, so I'm gonna ask it again. If the Lakers don't make it to the playoffs, who are you gonna root for? The Miami Heat?
The Miami Heat, okay.
Really?
I mean, wait, Lakers lang the top of. Oh, wait. Okay, I can change my answer now.
Okay,
The
go ahead.
Mavs, because I
Okay,
think
fair.
that Luca's really
Yeah.
he's a beast as well. Like he's
Yeah.
He's younger than me, like 20 years
Yeah.
old.
He's younger than us, yeah. It's
Luca's
crazy.
really crazy, and I mean, he's really built different.
You know what? In the round 1 against the Mavs, I was watching Clippers Mavs, and I was thinking to myself, "Oh my goodness, is he the best player in the court?" Because he was just so good
I
the
know.
whole series.
And like he doesn't care about the veteran experience of others.
Yeah.
Like, he's just doing his thing.
And in my head, I was like, "Okay, I want the Clippers to go forward." But everyone now loves Luka. So I'm like, now they're gonna hate the Clippers even more.
I remember his game-winning shot over the Clippers.
Ah,
like,
that was so good.
Buzzer
That was so
beater.
heartbreaking as well.
I know, but then that was like, oh my gosh, that everybody came hugging to him and stuff.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
He deserves all the love in the world.
I know, like he's so soft. Like, such a baby
Other
face.
Other than Luka, are there any young stars that you're really looking at and you're saying, I think this guy's gonna be really good?
For me, it's just really local. But then, like, a lot
Mm,
of people are also looking to Zion and Ja Morant, and I think they're
yeah.
really good players. But then, like, my eyes are all on Luka. Like, he's different.
Okay. So you've been a Lakers fan for since 2010,
Uh-huh.
basically. What is the lowest point of your fandom with the Laker
Oh
Nation?
my gosh, I remember the lineup being like Jordan Clarkson, Robert Saker. But there's this list like top
Yeah,
five. This
I
is
remember
our
that.
starting five, like from Kobe, Gasol, and the likes. And then, now we're up to here. So
You
I
even
guess
had
that
Nash
I
this decade. Yeah.
know. So like looking back to where we came from to now, yeah, I think that's a huge glow up. And that was the lowest point of my life where I didn't like that. If people would ask me how loyal of a Laker fan I am, I would say the starting five lineup of that time. And yeah,
Yeah.
that was the lowest part of my fandom, I guess. Like
Mm.
literally defending them when there's really nothing to say. Like,
That's so
oh
hard.
yeah, like
They
oh
win 16 games. You're like, oh my goodness. They're a good team. Trust me.
they're still, they still have this Kobe spirit in them, and it's the Laker Nation we're talking about. Like we're different
Yeah.
fandom. So basically, those were the lowest types of our times in our fandom. I
The year
remember,
before, yeah, go ahead.
I remember also going to the States, but
Oh, okay.
then and then I really wanted to watch a game, but then we were garbage that time. Like we didn't even advance like to the playoffs at all, or like we were one of the bottommost
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
league. And
I
so
understand.
I just had my photo taken outside Staples. I'm like,
You'll get
oh, see
them.
you.
You'll be able to go back another
I
year.
know. I mean, like a virtual fan experience would make up
Oh, yeah.
for
Oh,
now.
that's true.
So I
That's
would
true.
just,
And you never know. That might be the only virtual fan
I
experience.
know, I know. So like,
So
I'm really
that's a
grateful
great.
for that experience as well.
That's a grateful time. You see, if you remember the year before LeBron arrives, that's 17, 18.
Mhm.
The team with Lonzo, Brandon, Kuzma, who had the biggest glow up?
I guess Brandon Ingram, I would say,
Mm,
he's the dude that I'm watching for. Like, wow, he really
yeah,
grew up like as a player as well. Like watching him in the Lakers, he was really inconsistent together with the boys.
for
Like, it
sure.
felt like, this high school barkada. Like I think that was them, like sila Josh Hart, Kuz, and they had like this young blood kind of thing. But
Like, oh,
BI
this
for
is our future.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like I can't believe I actually said that before having AD in our team. Like I would
yeah,
defend Lonzo and the likes, and
yeah.
I would like say we actually have a shot to this because like we're the future generation and stuff like that. Yeah, I've said earlier that I'm really emotionally attached to the boys, and seeing him leave with AD. I mean, but then watching him play, like whenever there's a Laker game versus the Pelicans, like he's the dude who really stood up. Like I
Oh
felt
yeah,
like he
yeah,
matured a lot, like in his plays and stuff. He was getting more serious, like compared to the rest of the boys. So I'm really
yeah.
proud of him, actually.
I remember that team with Jordan Clarkson. Hashtag proud Filipino. Um,
I know. I love how Filipinos like make the most out of it talaga, like half Pinoy and stuff, like proud Pinoy. And I remember like because okay, this in the bubble, like you were
mm,
agreed to put like a slogan at the back of your jersey, like Black Lives Matter
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. And other people are commenting how Jordan Clarkson wasn't able though to put like a Tagalog phrase on his
Yeah.
jersey. But at first I think that he didn't really want it. Like, did he really understand what like that means? Like
I
I
have
don't
no
even know.
idea. I
I
have
don't even
no.
know how to put Tagalog in your. I mean,
All I know is that I see him sometimes on a Heineken ad, and then he's like, "Yeah, proud Filipino." Like, are there any, in your opinion, who is the best prospect that was born here in the Philippines, that was trained here in the Philippines, could
oh
be
my
here in the
god.
Philippines, could be international. In your opinion, who's the best player right now?
Actually, this young blood guy Soto, if you've heard of him, like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
he's from the south as well.
yeah,
Like the
yeah,
Saudi spirit, the proud
yeah,
Pinoy.
yeah.
Like yeah, he actually has a shot for the NBA. Like for me, like wow, this kid, like he's really going places. And now he's at the G League, if I'm not mistaken, with
I think so.
Allen.
Yeah,
Yeah, he is. And like he's been training there a lot and stuff. Like I feel like, yeah, why not? He
he's so
has a
tall.
shot. Yeah, he's like 7 feet.
I'm like, how did a Filipino get that tall?
I know, like his parents now are like super tall. That's why super
I
rare
haven't.
a gem.
The tallest Filipino I've seen is like 6'5", like
I
6'4".
know, but like a pure Filipino because most would be like half,
Oh yeah,
right?
for sure.
So yeah,
I don't
he's like
know.
the
It's
first tall
crazy.
Filipino that's who's really tall.
All right. What's your favorite design that you've ever made in the NBA store?
Oh, actually, I'm wearing super
Oh,
flex,
nice.
but I'm
Okay.
wearing it right now. So basically, during my design process, like I was tasked to do like something not too creative, like
Okay.
something that still sticks with the NBA branding,
Yeah.
but also with a local touch to it. So as I was designing, I was really scared because
Mm,
during the design process, I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? But then, like what I said earlier, I was guided naman by my managers and stuff. But then
right.
the one that stuck to me the most was this design, Philippines design. And I don't know, I love how Filipinos, they would buy any merch that has like a Pinoy touch to it, like a
Oh, for
less
sure.
Filipino stuff.
For sure. You slap on that logo. Not logo,
And
sorry.
then,
My apologies. You slap on that flag, or you slap
I
on that
know
the NBA
the
logo with the flag.
stars. Yeah,
Yeah, and you're just like, everyone's like, ooh, it's blue and red
I
and yellow and
know
white.
that's
Like that's
Pinoy. And I remember being in a meeting with the head designer of Titan, and
mm,
honestly, I was so scared because I thought he was gonna judge my work and stuff like
for
that.
sure. Yeah,
But
that's
then,
nerve wracking.
yeah, like with how Titan does their tees and stuff like that, it's a whole different entity talaga. Like with Titan, how they design with NBA.
Mm,
So yeah, as I sat down on the table, and like he was very calm about how I can improve and stuff like that. It's really a great experience. Like
yeah.
honestly, I'm not the best out here. Like
Mm,
at first during my interview, actually, I never thought that I would get into this position because I myself knew that there are a lot of people greater than me, like with
mm,
their skills and stuff like that. But thankfully and gratefully, I got this experience maybe because like that's how you do like hard work and stuff.
yeah.
What irks me the most is when, because I was working with Titan in January, but we
Yeah.
announced the store at like August because it was a secret. But we were really planning to launch it on an earlier date, but due to the
I
pandemic and
see.
stuff.
I see.
So yeah, during that time when I posted like I'm part of the NBA store and stuff like that, and then people were I love the support system with my friends and family, but then there are also people like discount naman, or like this.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
actually sometimes I get also these comments like sana all and stuff, but
Mm,
that Filipino phrase that really irks me because like
same. I hate it.
people really don't. I How do you even reply to sana all? Like sana
You
all
don't. You're just
nagtatrabaho sa NPA store. And then like what I reply, parang at the back of my head, they don't know how hard like I've worked for this
oh, for
position. So
sure, for sure.
yeah, so
And how much
just
you love the game.
yeah, so I guess that really takes a long way. Like I feel like my fangirling is worth it because I
Yeah.
am where I am today. So just a tip, if ever like anyone listening would want to like go to the industry, just go for it. Like honestly,
Mm.
no one's really stopping you and stuff.
I remember when I first found out that you work for the NBA store. I was like, oh, good for her.
And
I'm,
I actually didn't get here at first. So when I
mm,
graduated, um, there was no opening for Titan. So that was actually one of my lowest points as well because I felt like,
mm,
oh my gosh, I've dreamt this my whole life, and
yeah.
then I don't get a shot. There's no job offer. So during my first few months after graduation, I bet you know because we always bump into each other. Like I worked for a time in a events company.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, and then when I got it, I was there for like 5 months long, and then
Mm,
when
okay.
I got the offer for the NBA store, I literally had to drop everything that moment.
You're
I
just like,
was like,
bye.
bye. Like this was for me because this was what I was dreaming for. But
Yeah,
you know, it's just the perfect timing, like
yeah.
with everything and how it falls. So I'm just pretty amazed. Like until now, like what I said earlier, I still can't believe that we're gonna NBA store.
I see ads for the NBA store all the
Oh
time,
my gosh!
and
Like
I'm just like,
maybe I'm. It's a sign.
I think you made it. Like, you know what I mean? I'll look at it and be like, oh, this is what she posted on her Instagram. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
Um, other than that, sorry, other than that design, what are other designs that you were really, really you had a fun time making?
Actually, because there's really limited, like you have a limited creativity with designing the tees because
Yeah,
they're like
exactly. So
timeless and
it
stuff.
must you have a
So
bound you
it,
have your
yeah,
boundaries.
like I
So.
have a boundary with it, and so there was like a booklet of like this NBA do's and don'ts with the logos and stuff like that. It's really cool. You would know because you have also have a brand and stuff.
Yeah.
And the design process is really not
Yes.
easy. But I guess what I love about it is, you know, I've sent a lot of designs and most of them got rejected. So I guess that
Oh.
was the time where, but not in a bad way. Like I
Mm.
had my support system naman and what to improve on. So I think I made like more than 10 designs to submit,
Mm.
and then only 4 got approved. And yeah, my favorite design next to this, the Philippines tea, is the Manila tea, like MNLT. Like
Oh,
I
I've seen
think that,
those. Yeah.
yeah, those are
Okay.
pretty dope. I think that statement tea is really wearable and
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
like every day, especially now you work from home. So
Yeah.
plug, you guys should also get your teas at the NBA store.
Nice. What's a design that you look back to your band fandom days that you're like, I made this? Like, are there
I
any designs
know.
that you feel that way?
Yeah, actually, like with my designs before, with the bands and Justin Bieber, One Direction, looking at that, and then now to this, like I think I really grew up, and
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure. I know how you feel because even like 5 years ago, you look at what I can make, and
yeah,
now it's so different.
it's so amazing how you can improve talaga as a designer as well. I guess
I agree.
beauty like really differs to all different types of people, and like what may be nice for me might not be nice for you. So you know,
Exactly.
you really have to have that middle ground to like please both the, you know, the customers and
For sure.
what they would want to wear every day.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Um, what's your message to Laker Nation?
Laker Nations, we finally did it. We deserved it. Just kidding. Oh yeah, we'll definitely see each other next year. I'm hoping, and why not?
Yeah.
Battle of Los Angeles.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on the NBA before we end?
It was a great run, and I love how the bubble played out so well
It
because
did.
like
I
they
agree.
were really focused, like without the time zones and all, like without the jet lag, and
Mm.
they were far from their families, so they were really focused on the game itself. And I guess that's how amazing the league is. That's
Yeah.
it's why you love the league, because you don't know what's gonna happen, and you don't
Yeah.
know, you know, you don't know who's gonna step up this time, and it's amazing how unpredictable it is, and how heartbreaking
For
it can be
sure.
as well.
For sure. Any last words to women in sports or women who want to get into the sports industry?
Yeah, for sure. You know, we can take there's still a subtle double standard with us women in sports, but don't let that define you. In fact, make that as your inspiration to do better, or not naman better,
Mm.
but like to do your best as well.
Yeah.
Like to all those women out there who are not athletes as well, like me, who's just a fan girl. Like if you
Mm.
really want to pursue the industry, go for it. Like
Mm.
there's really no one stopping you. There's no dream too big talaga.
All right. I love this talk. Thanks for coming
Thank
on.
you so
I
much.
hope you come back because I really enjoyed this.
I know. I hope you invite me back.
Maybe when there's more to talk about in basketball,
I know.
I'll definitely have you
Yeah.
back. Isabel, thanks for coming on.
Thank you
Where
so
can people
much,
find you?
Jay. Yes, please do follow me on my Instagram at Isabel Perdigon, and on TikTok if you see me in your
There you go.
page.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, Isabel, thanks for coming on. Thanks for listening. To know more about us, check us out online at White Stripe Podcast, and you can follow me at Trey Remulla on Instagram and Twitter. You can also check out more content on YouTube. Just go check out. We have a lot of snippets out there. And you can also see more and follow full episodes on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.